So we all know by now what a terrible release Cyberpunk had. And to be honest, I'm not here to crap on Cyberpunk because that's been done many times over the years. It was an awful, downright disrespectful release, disrespectful towards its fans. And really, I left it at that. I didn't go back to Cyberpunk and I'd kind of written it off. However, with the release of the Phantom Liberty expansion and my own purchase of a brand new gaming PC, I decided, you know what, let me jump back into it. I've paid for it, I never got a refund for it, so it was still on my account, so I thought, you know what, let's do it. And I have to say that Cyberpunk has been nothing short of a revelation. I've never played a game that has the writing Cyberpunk has, the graphical fidelity and animation, especially in cutscenes, that Cyberpunk has, and the phenomenal world building that is on show here. When you put those three things together, you end up creating a world that is just captivating. I mean, I am gushing with praise for Cyberpunk. I had seen the reviews about Phantom Liberty and heard it was good. What I didn't expect was, I feel, genuinely a game that is pushing the envelope when it comes to storytelling. Now, criticisms of the game, I think, are gameplay-wise, I think it's pretty standard fare. It's nothing mind-blowing. There's a lot of style over substance, but it's fun. And I've got no issue with a game that's stylish and fun. That's great in its own way. It doesn't necessarily have to be complicated or a brutally difficult game like a Souls-like. You know, not every game has to be a Souls-like. But what Cyberpunk is an immersive world that is absolutely jaw-dropping. It's captivating. It's escapism in its purest form. Now, one of the core foundations of that immersion is, like I said previously, the animation in those dialogue scenes, and they are not just the main dialogue scenes, they are every dialogue scene, going down to the side quests, to the minor interactions with small parts of each side quest, small characters in each side quest. The writing in the side quests are, you know, it's so deep, it's tackling so many different issues, and all in all, it just makes it feel so authentic. The level of craftsmanship in these interactions is, for me, groundbreaking, pulling players into the gritty world of Night City with an intensity that I have not seen matched before. The narrative brilliance extends to all quests, side quests, gigs, all of them boasting writing that goes far beyond filler content. Cyberpunk doesn't just populate its world with mindless tasks, which is what games are so guilty of nowadays. I never did a side quest here that felt repetitive, that felt like, I was completing a checklist. It never felt like that in Cyberpunk. And all of this immerses players in the story of each individual character you meet. And make no mistake about it, this is a dystopian society that is highly disturbing. Every decision you make as a player has consequences, and it just makes the journey through Night City the more morally challenging. It makes it a more emotionally resonant experience as you realize how your choices impact these characters in the games. And because the dialogue and the animation is so good, these characters are really brought to life. Now, add to all of that the very topics that Cyberpunk talks about and challenges the player to think about. On a quest-by-quest basis, you are exploring the darkest facets of humanity, and it's unflinching. The writing is relentless in shining a spotlight on the worst parts of humanity, exposing the nasty underbelly of Night City. And there are many uncomfortable themes here, and for me it just shows the ambition CDPR had. The effort invested in the various endings and choices is a testament to the game's commitment to storytelling. Cyberpunk 2077 deliberately lacks a clear-cut good ending, in my opinion, subverting the traditional hero narrative. And I love that. I love that in my TV shows, I love that in my movies, and I absolutely loved it here. There were a few moments and interactions that really reminded me of some of the best parts of legendary TV show The Wire. I don't want to say too much because it would spoil The Wire and it would spoil Cyberpunk, but I really did feel some common ground in themes between the both of those. The multiple endings for me reflect a genuine vision from CDPR to challenge the player mentally and challenge the player's own morality systems. And you know what, it leaves the understanding that in Night City there are no easy answers. While Cyberpunk 2077 crumbled under its weight of ambition on release, I have no issue in saying that right now Cyberpunk 27 is a modern day classic and rises above all the terrible issues it had on release and is now towering over future gaming for me. It's a world that's going to take some beating. It's a script and a person by person conversation dialogue options. I'm not even making sense here, but you know, it's gonna take some beating. The whole thing, it all comes together. The animation, the graphics. Obviously, technology is allowed for a game to look so good, but the graphics, the voice acting, the animation in the cutscenes, the storytelling, the moral ambiguity. It's honestly, it's excellent, and it's exciting to see what the future holds for this engine and for CDPR going forward and what they do. Hopefully they've learnt the lessons. It's such a shame that Cyberpunk is always going to be tainted by the release, and you could argue rightfully so, because you can't treat the consumer like that. That's totally understandable if you want to hate on it for that, but also if we're going to rightfully criticize the release, we have to give it its flowers when it's due its flowers. And seriously, Cyberpunk 2077 is an experience. If you're a gamer, you love gaming, you love to see where gaming's going or who's pushing what boundaries, you need to get on Cyberpunk 2077. Get Phantom Liberty. The gameplay is a bit more mechanically driven in Phantom Liberty. There's a bit more interesting mechanics in the fights rather than Cyberpunk, which is a bit more, you know, we're just blasting everything. Or maybe that's just the way I decided to play. Let me know what you thought of Cyberpunk if you've just gone back to it recently, you've just played it recently. Did you find the world immersive? I'm struggling to leave Night City. Normally when I play a game for 60 hours, I can't wait to uninstall it. I do not want to uninstall Cyberpunk. It was that good. It's not perfect. There's still the odd issue here and there. The gameplay isn't exactly innovative, but that's probably all the criticism I've got for it. I am playing through it again. I'm doing side quests. I'm doing a bunch of side quests for characters. I want to see where their story goes, and I never do that in games. I cannot be bothered doing half the side quests in games because normally they're busy work. It doesn't feel like busy work. It feels like you are part of a living, breathing world. I would give Cyberpunk a 9.5 out of 10 right now. I really would. At the very least, a 9. It's excellent stuff, and I just think it's going to be hard to really compete with a world like this. I hope I'm wrong, because I can't wait to play that game if I am wrong. Anyway, take care. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, usual stuff. Take care, guys. Thank you.